All right, EDGR 601, we've come to the major assignment in the class, and that's the literature review. You've already taken this literature review out for a test drive with your synthesis paper. You know that you've got an introduction where you are introducing your topic and clearly stating your research question. You know you've got the next section, which is, say it with me, review of literature. This is where we discuss the literature that's going to help answer our research question. In the synthesis paper, you might have only had one sub-idea. And let's go back to that age-old question about parental involvement in schools. Let's say in the synthesis paper, you only talked about volunteering. But what about community? Or the decision-making process? Now I've got three ideas or three strategies that help answer that research question of how can I get parents into the classroom. In the review of literature section, you're going to support each of these ideas with at least two forms of research, two studies. After that comes the analysis section. What's the big picture that's being painted by these three ideas? That's what the analysis section is about. In conclusions, you're going to talk about the conclusions that are supported by the literature. These conclusions must be supported by the literature. They're not your conclusions. They're the conclusions that the literature say is happening. Now, you might be happy once your literature review is done and you submit it, but it is very rare that a literature review is good to go with the first iteration. Oftentimes, your instructor will ask you to revise and resubmit different aspects of the literature review. Also, this assignment is going to follow you to your capstone course where, believe it or not, you're going to add to it. So, the literature review at this stage in EDGR 601 has 5 to 8 resources. In EDGR 698, that's going to increase. You might need up to 12 resources. But you've got the building block for it here in EDGR 601. You've properly synthesized your work by grouping by ideas. You've given a good analysis, a good big picture of what's going on. You've drawn conclusions based on your literature, and you've written a strong literature review. EDGR 601 has been a pleasure working with you as we go through the course, and I wish you all the best in your capstone course.